Well, good afternoon, my loyal fans. Let me remind you that I am in a hotel right now. The internet is unreliable, and the screen may go blank if the internet cuts out. If it does, sue me. Anyway, in this video, we're going to review my current portfolio, and we're going to talk about some exciting updates, what I'm doing with everything that I'm investing in. And as a little bit of a hint, I think I'm going to start buying back into VT. I have reached my treasuries goal, my savings goal, my money market balance goal for my Operation Quit My Job self-employment journey. So it's a very exciting. Let's go ahead and dive right into the portfolio, and I'm going to show you how I'm rich and you're poor. So we got my portfolio line items here. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. So I'm actually using my I'm gonna use my freaking mouse pad because I only have 2 USB ports on this freaking laptop. So let's go through each one of my accounts and then I'll show you proof. So how am I doing? We've been in a crazy bull market, okay? And once you have a lot of money, even if it's just in VT, you actually start seeing insane increases in your portfolio. It's the compounding effect. Okay, so apparently this didn't sort properly. So let me delete that. So I currently have $7,971 in my checking account. I always keep a low balance in my checking. And my current balance goal is $5,000. So I'm due a paycheck tomorrow from my job. I just got paid finally from the freaking army for my past thing that I did. So my account's a little bit higher than it normally is. But I've also have like a little bit higher amounts of money on my credit cards because I went on one vacation. And now I'm going on another vacation at the end of April. So I'm just going to leave that there. I'm not going to throw any excess into investments or treasuries. I want it all to sort itself out. So I should be getting paid tomorrow from my job. And, but I got some money going out. I got to pay for my mortgage. I got to pay for my kids' college funds, car payment for my queen. All that freaking crap's coming out of there. So right now, my checking account is sitting at $7,971, but that'll basically fluctuate very rapidly in the next couple of days. Next, second largest account is my Virginia 529 plan. I'm saving for my kids' college. I put in $300 every month at the beginning of the month, and that comes directly from my checking account. My kids are 100% invested in a VT equivalent. They don't have VT in the 529 plan, the college plan, but they have an international index and a US index. So I have like a 65-35 or a 60-40 split in there. And every month I put 150 into each one of my kids' college accounts. And oh, by the way, if you start saving for college when they're young, you don't have to worry about your kids having student loan debt. Oh, I'm such a great parent. Oh, I bought them a lot of toys. $50, $100 a month. And you can pay for your kids' college. Just do it. Okay, it's not that hard. You don't have to put a lot of money into it. So I'm pretty proud of that. I got $12,500 saved for my 2 kids, and they are 3 and 4 years old. And I'm hoping I have like 30, 40 grand per kid in there by the time they hit 18. And then, they can go to community college for 2 years. And then for the last 2 years, they can go to like a Virginia school. And that should cover it. And if I have to sell investments to pay a little bit more, that's fine. And even better, if one kid doesn't go to college, maybe one kid joins the army, like my son maybe, then I can use the money from his to pay for hers, for my daughters. So I'd rather my son join the army. I don't want my daughter in the military at all. Zero military for my daughter, for my princess. Okay. The boy, yeah, you need to go get roughed up a little bit. It makes you stronger. So we'll see. Next, my NASA pension. I should be getting this. So I have $15,000 in a NASA pension. Okay. I sent in the documents and I'm just waiting for the money. Just send me my freaking money, NASA. So what am I going to do with this? So I'm going to take 7,000 of this when it comes in, hopefully soon, and pay off my van. That's right. I have a loan balance of 7,000 on a van for my queen. I'm making biweekly payments of $259, $508 a month. And I want the van done. So logically, it makes sense to not pay off the van quickly because I can get a higher yield in treasuries. But I just want the freaking van paid off. I just want it done. I'm sick of paying for this stupid freaking van. I want it out of my hair. So when I get that 15K, I'm going to take 7,000. I'm going to pay off the van. And then the remaining 8,000 will go to treasuries, short-term treasuries, VUSXX. Okay. That's the same as glorified savings account. That's the plan with that pension. And I sent in the documents like over a month ago. But of course, I probably won't get that money for 5 freaking years because that's how stupid they are. Next, we have Ascensus. This is my solo 401k. Solo 401k Roth. So I took when I didn't have a 401k at a job, I had a business. And if you have a business and you have a profit, you can actually fund a 401k. You can start your own 401k plan. So I took the money that was just sitting there and I put it into a 401k. And then I cashed out Clown Robinhood to fund like 8,000 into this. And this is like, that was a couple months ago. So I'm just letting it sit there. I'm just going to let it sit there until I'm 59 and a half. Just let it grow. Hopefully it vertical lines forever into the future. Okay. Schwab. This is my current employer. Roth 401k. So right now I'm not really contributing to this. So I get a contribution. I don't have to match. They just put in 4.5% on every paycheck. So this is slowly ticking up. You know, it's got market returns, and then I'm contributing money, you know, a couple $100 a month from my employer. But I'm not putting any money into that because I'm kind of done with 401ks, as we'll discuss in a little bit. I'm done with 401ks. I'm done, son. So this is my current job's 401k. Next, we have Fidelity, 106. So it's about 40-60 split, taxable versus Roth IRA. So I have my Roth IRA and Fidelity. Now, my plan, as we'll discuss in the future, I'm going to max my Roth IRA every single year, but I'm done with 401ks unless I start making insane profits from my side business. I want money that's liquid and I can access it if I need it, being self-employed. If you're self-employed, you can't just put everything in 401ks because that means it's locked away. You can't touch the money. So you need liquid assets to be able to access in case of emergencies, or maybe you have a bad year, stuff like that. So I'm completely done with 401ks unless I make like $100-something thousand self-employed. Then I'll be like, okay, maybe I'll throw some money in the 401k. But right now I'm not at that level. So I'm going to max the Roth. That's $7,000 a year. That's a tax advantage account. You don't want to miss that. And then everything else is going to be put into taxable investments. So right now, this is mostly my Roth IRA. It's like 60,000 something in the IRA, and the rest is like taxable VT. Okay, next we have Vanguard. So I currently have 184 in Vanguard. So this one right here, Ascensus, this was actually in Vanguard, but Vanguard freaking sold their 401ks. So now I have another freaking account. I wish I didn't have another freaking account, but they sold their solo 401ks to Ascensus. So now I have this random freaking 401k sitting in Ascensus. Maybe I'll roll it over at some point. I don't freaking know. But my Vanguard's at 184. So the big thing with Vanguard is I have 50,000 in short-term treasuries, money market account. So I think I've reached my savings goal of treasuries. I want a liquid war chest to be able to sustain myself during self-employment. Before I decided to make the decision to become self-employed, I was basically tossing every dollar I could into tax advantage accounts and into the stock market. And then I realized that I need liquidity. So what I went ahead and did is I started piling money into short-term treasuries. Okay, these are investments backed by the federal government that have tax advantages, and they don't fluctuate with interest rate risks. They don't fluctuate. If interest rates dropped or went up, they wouldn't fluctuate. Now, the yield would drop if interest rates went down, but you're not having wild swings in your portfolio. So I've got a savings account of 50K. And then once I take the 8,000 from the NASA pension, it's going to be at 58,000. I think that's enough cash to be able to go self-employed. If I can't survive with 58,000 of cash, that's spitting out like $200 of interest a month, I've got a freaking problem and I should go back to the workforce. So 50K of this is in treasuries. And I actually sold some investments. Yes, I timed the market, but I wanted 50K in treasuries. So I sold a little bit of a target retirement fund and put it into treasuries. So that's going to be kind of my war chest. And then last, we have my thrift savings plan. This is Army and NASA. So this is just tax advantaged, and I'm not touching it for 30 years. I'm just going to let it sit and grow. That's it. No need. If it's inside a tax advantage account, no need to touch it. So the only things that I could potentially touch are these, part of Fidelity and part of Vanguard. So these are the only accounts that I'm really playing with for liquidity. And a lot of 60K of Fidelities and freaking IRA. So I can't touch that amount. So this is basically all my taxable. And then I have a tax advantaged. Let's see if we do the math here. I've got roughly 400K in retirement accounts. I think that's enough. Plus the $7,000 a year for Roth IRA. I don't think I need to put any more. Everything else will be taxable. So my total portfolio, I love bull markets. 643. Oh, Daddy's printing tendies. Now, of course, this could change. Market crashes, whatever, but I'm doing pretty good. I think I'm at the point where I could probably venture on a self-employment journey, especially with 58K in treasuries. So now I think I'm just going to start buying stock again because I think I've saved enough. And here's proof of the accounts because I know you clowns don't believe me. Here's Vanguard. Here's Fidelity. Look at my stonk returns. Here's my this thrift savings plan is a powerhouse. This is my federal NASA retirement. I'm just going to let it grow for 30 years. I mean, I'm pretty happy with that. And most of that was saved like over a decade ago. Look at that rate of return in my 401k and my Army retirement. 12% year to date. Not bad. Not a bad year. This is my 401k plan for my work. This is my Ascensus right here. And I'm not showing my checking account, but I guess you can trust that I have $7,000 in there. So there's the proof. Okay, so what's my plan going forward? What am I doing in my life? Well, got a little bit of a list here that we can go through. And I'm sorry, like I said, I'm using a mouse pad. So I still plan to quit my job January 1st, 2026, and I will offer part-time work to my current employer. So tax season starts next year. And oh, by the way, I can do taxes, business and or personal. See the pinned comment below, including a free consultation. And I have one tonight, actually. And if you want me to do your taxes, you probably should. I'm a CPA. Book a free consultation. It's completely free. Click the pinned comment below. Click on it's a link tree for CPA services. And then you can book a free consultation, initial 30-minute free consultation. And then I can quote you for tax preparation. Business, personal, any state in the United States. So I still plan to quit my job January 1st, 2026. That's why I've been saving cash like crazy. I'll probably have, $58,000, $59,000 of liquidity in there. And then I'll have that surge of income for tax season. And I'll be working part-time. So I think I'm going to be fine. I'm going to pay off my van with the NASA pension. And that lowers my monthly bills to $3,000 per month. I don't live expensive. And when I say I spend $3,000 a month, that includes like going to bars every once in a while, having fun, maybe traveling occasionally. I don't spend a lot of money. So once I pay off that van, that saves me $508 a month. So my cash burn's $3,000 a month, maybe even a little bit less because I'll be eating at home, et cetera, et cetera. So I've got a lot of staying power, basically, to be able to survive next year until I can ramp up my business. So for tax season 2026, this is for filing taxes in 2025. And like I said, I can do your taxes. My goal is 30K in revenue for 2026. I might be able to make more than that. So my first year, I made 7K of revenue. The next year, I made 21K. And my goal is 30K in revenue for this upcoming tax season. But if I market better, I think I could get 40, 50. I mean, it'd be a crazy tax season, but it's possible. because there's a lot of people that need CPAs. So the goal is 50% growth in revenue, which I think can be easily attainable, of 30K. And then once I get that 30K of revenue, I mean, that basically almost covers me for the full freaking year. Now, my plan is every time I get paid with somebody, I'm just going to buy treasuries, right? So let's say you pay me $500 for me to do your taxes. I'm going to instantly put that 500 in treasuries into Vanguard. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have an automatic withdrawal from Vanguard of 3K a month, and that's going to be my paycheck. So I got all my incomes going into the treasuries, and then my actual paycheck is going to be the 3K I transfer each month from my treasuries to my checking account. So I'll be able to live off the 3K. And the goal is I don't want that account to deplete too much. So all revenue goes into it. And then once I get to like 50, 60, 70K a year, I don't need to do this. But for right now, I'm kind of living off my accumulated savings. So that's kind of my goal. Let's see. Now, when I am self-employed, I'm going to be doing daily market open and market close streams, even during tax season, for advertising purposes, of course. So you're going to get a daily market open and a daily market close. And only members get responses to comments. Sue me. So that's the plan with that. And then I'm going to be posting probably 2 videos minimum on top of that per day. So I'm going to definitely increase my output for live streams because I'm going to have all freaking day. I mean, I can get up in the morning. I can have breakfast. I can do a live stream in the morning. I can work on taxes for a couple hours or like 5 hours. Then I can do a night live stream. I can work out. I can do more taxes at night. And I have every day of the week. So I think tax season will be less stressful not having a full-time job. We'll see. But at least 2 live streams a day and then 2 videos on top of that. And then I have, another channel that you can check out as well. Basically, I'll be like Meat Breath. Wow, 20,000 live streams a day. I'm going to maximize Army training and travel. I'm actually on travel right now, but the Army pays me pretty good and I'll have more time to do it. So maybe we will have more hotel live streams. I'm working on bookkeeping. Probably going to take 2 vacations per year, $1,000 budget. Pretty easy. I got a buddy I travel with. I think I can still afford 2 vacations per year going to New York or California or something like that. And then I will not be buying VT until my income exceeds 60K per year. So I'm going from over 6 figures down to whatever I can earn in tax season and YouTube. So my income is going to drop massively. So I can't just be buying VT. I need to hoard cash. But then once I build up my business again, that's when I can start buying VT again. So the plan is this right now. From now until I quit, I'm going to be buying VT. I have enough treasuries. I don't need to freaking buy anymore. $58,000. I think that's enough. I'm going to be buying VT from now until January 1st. I should be able to save about $9,000 in VT. Once January 1st hits, I'm done with VT. Then from there, all my income goes into treasuries. And then I pay myself $3,000 a month from treasuries. And then once I get my income to a certain level, 60K, I'm doing pretty good. Then I can start buying VT again. So there's going to be an interruption in buying VT. I know I'm freaking all over the place, but this is a big transition. So basically, I'm hoarding cash. And then, of course, I want to max my IRA every year going forward. And then the rest of my money forever is going into taxable unless I start making absolute bank from tax preparation. So I need the liquidity. I can't just freaking lock all my money away in a 401k. So max the IRA every year. That's $7,000. It's pretty good. And then everything else goes into taxable. So, oh shit, almost spilled my drink. That's kind of the plan. What do you guys think? Portfolio's doing pretty good. I mean, the stock market could crash. You never freaking know. But with 58,000 in treasuries, I think I'm kind of immune to it. I'm not really worried about the stock market crashing, and I have money that I can make doing side gigs. And then I had this kind of like long-term plan that I have going on, and this kind of I kind of like this system where I just transfer 3K from treasuries every month. It's a paycheck. You can create your own paycheck with treasuries. You have it sitting in there collecting interest, and then when you need it, you transfer it over. So every first of the month, you look at your checking account, and there's $3,000 in there. Why do I need dividends? Anyway, that's what's going on. Hopefully the stream didn't freaking freeze. All right, let's do some comments. All right, and then I'm going to go get dinner. All right, if you want to book a free consultation, I am a certified public accountant. Click that link, book a consultation. I'll talk to you for 30 minutes for free, and I can potentially do your taxes. I'm going on my 5th tax season this upcoming year. Exciting. All right, we're doing members only. If you want me to answer your comments, you got to be a freaking member, okay? And I am uploading a member video as soon as I get back from dinner. Round 2, let's go. Hopefully the stream didn't freaking crash. You got to pay broke. That's right. You got to pay me. You got to pay $4.99 a month. You get exclusive content, priority response to comments on live streams and below videos. You paid Lafufu $10,000. You can pay me $4.99. That TSP accrues interest. Yeah, the TSP is it's basically VT. So it's not interest, obviously. It's like market returns, but I have a total world equivalent investment in VT. So I'm just going to let it ride for 30 years. I have no intention of timing the market, liquidating it. I'm just going to keep it in stock and just let it go for 30 years and see what happens. So let's see. Wrong. The membership videos and Strongman's Hotel Internet have one thing in common. You can only count on both showing up one day a month. Well, like I said, there is a member video being uploaded. It's already filmed. It's ready to go. Cash yielding 4% and is 3.5 years of VT. That is true. I can't dispute that. So I don't think cash is going to yield 4% forever. As soon as you start hearing rate cuts, the yield of those treasuries is going to go down, at least the short-term ones. So I'm prepared for that. And I would rather be in the stock market, but I need the money. I need to pay myself that $3,000 a month. And I don't want to be in a scenario where the stock market crashes 50% and I have to sell stock. I do not want to do that. All right, we got Stepsis. Why so Bluetooth is Strongman's number one. Everybody needs a fluffer, okay? Checking account is worth multiple Fuhat portfolios. I don't know what Fuhat's portfolio is. Keep whining like a little bussy. I thought this was a member video for a second. Silly me. All right, you're going to see it's Chris Sane. Chris Sane, we covered Chris Sane in Bitcoin. I have $115,000 in cash in Morgan Stanley at 4%, only because they will give me a $750 bonus on day 120. Then I will either invest back in the market or go to Vanguard Money Market and get. That's a lot of cash, dude. I mean, I get it. You're getting the bonus. That's a lot of cash, dude. I mean, if you don't need it, I would just reinvest it. If you don't need it for 10, 20 years, just put it back in the market. Who is your traveling buddy? Is it Colt? No, it's somebody else. Our little dong and strong dong is finally transitioning. I'm transforming. I'm expressing my true self. You can live more than well on 50. Yeah, once I saw that, I'm like, okay, I have 50K, and then I'm going to add 8K more with the pension. I'm like, I think I'm good. I can start buying back into the market. Yeah, that TSP is going to be 1 million. I hope so. We'll see. We shall see. Okay. And then I guess we had a clown shilling. Somebody shilling Lafufu. That's an indicator of low IQ. I'm sorry, it just is. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. I'm about to have some dinner now. But anyway, click the link, book a free tax consultation. I do sponsored videos. I have a book, Stop Being a Broke Loser. I do consulting. If you have any questions about life in general or accounting specifically or anything you want to talk about, I do consulting. You can talk to me one-on-one. There's a lot of things that I offer, a lot of grifts, okay? Click the link, especially the tax thing. Book a free consultation. We'll talk about your taxes, and maybe you can come on board as one of my clients because I need you to survive. I need your money. Give me that check, brother. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. Talk to you later.